Welcome back to another. Not be doing a. It has reached the maximum number of 21. So yes, like what it is, a announcement video. So much. We are going to be separating like amounts of times into different like groupings, like seasons or whatever. And I thought that it would make sense to acknowledge that because if I don't, it could be confusing after after the last personal art drawing video. Essentially, a lot of the videos in between that point from now to then, possibly, um, how do you say it? It will be speed paints, and a couple of them are going to be like very like digital, and I think that the significance of that is important to, I guess, announce. So like if I'm drawing something or if I have like a drawing of something, it might be like just sped up practice for the most part, with like maybe a voiceover, but I don't really think so. I think it'll probably more likely just be like maybe like just some music or something, maybe a voiceover. But for the most point, it will be uh it will be something in between seasons, like kind of like specials, kind of like the not like animals, because that was a unique experience and a very complex thing to do, and I don't think that I have the power to perform that again, and that is something that I can't afford to offer anyone on a consistent basis due to those things were made before I even had that idea, and it was just like a little too much for me. I had to do that like consistently, but you know looking into getting some equipment to make that something that I could do consistently, or not consistently, but like at least like put something together, because I have like these little like things, these little figures, and I was like taking pictures of them like a while ago, and I looked at those pictures I took of them because I haven't posted them anywhere, and I was like, wow, these are like some pretty good shots. Like I could um I could easily, you know, set something up and do a stop motion video or something, but it's something that needs to be examined more and kind of like not planned out in my opinion. Because if I plan it out, then I just won't do it. But just examine, just considered, and that is my main thing is to consider and examine, and then that thing that needs to be done in that regard. And yes, those are my thoughts on that. As far as things go with the rest of, there's not anybody who watched those videos or watches those videos, I do got something out of it, whether you listen to it in the background, while you're at work, or while you draw along with it. I don't know. All of that is good. Any of it is good. Have it on in the background, muted or whatever. Like I understand it is a deep well of things happening, and I do have fun um videos. I don't really like think too much about them as far as like certain things go. Like the most complicated one probably is the uh blind contour video, which requires the most amount of effort. But like the rest of them are just like, whatever, and you just have to like just listen to the audio. Like you don't have to worry so much about anything, and I don't really care too much about like the quality, like the aspect ratio, like 420p, 620p, whatever. Like I don't really care about any of that. Um, it's more so just like if I, for the most part, I do enjoy it. I do like what I have. I do like what I get, and not to like of this thing, not to like get like a following or anything on there. To be honest, mostly just like something to hold me accountable to my own artistic endeavors, and just something that can easily be like backslid away from because I've been drawing a long time, and I wouldn't say that I'm like the best or anything like that, but I've been drawing a long time, and sorry, one of the main like problems is there was points in time where like I was drawing, right, and remotely I was getting good, and then I would just take like a week break off, you know, to I don't know, no life something, and sometimes that was good. Other times it like really hurt my ability, and then I used to have concepts and ideas on like how to deal with the mental, because I believe that drawing is mostly mental. That everything is mostly mental. If you believe that you could do something, then you could do it within reason. But like it's hard to do that when you do something and it does not do what you want. Very like difficult thing because you need some sort of like feedback. But I think that the feedback of doing something poorly is feedback. I think the problem would be like not having the proper guidance. And with the internet, you have infinite guidance now, which is both good and bad because one person can tell you something, another person can tell you something. Issue is who do you listen to? Because since you don't have that discernment, you don't know who's right and who's right for you and who's not right for you. And that is one of the problems with learning landscape online because there are people out there who will teach you the same thing that somebody else teaches you and it clicks. And then this other person that everybody else is learning from, they can't teach you a thing. Like that you just can't learn from them. Their style of teaching just doesn't work for you. There's a lot of that going on. I used to like do like scribble drawings for like gesture, and I thought that was wrong because I watched a YouTube video and it was like don't do that. You got to do your gestures like this. And then you get the natural way of drawing, right? By some artist that is highly revered by everybody apparently, and they're telling you scribble. They're telling you to do, like capture the motion. You know what I mean? And that's what I was doing unintentionally doing that. And then somebody else said, "Don't do that." And now when I have to do it, I have to like consciously be aware of it. Before it was innate. It was like a natural ability that I had that just developed randomly, like with no teaching, nothing. It's just something that kind of just happened. And then it disappeared. So like because I was like, oh, I gotta focus really on that CSI stuff. And yeah, that is useful for some people and it's useful whatever. I never really like grasped it to be honest. Um, it was too much for me to think about while I was drawing personally. Uh, but if it works for you, it works for you. And for other people, there are different things that work for them. And I think that we must do what works for us and not what other people do, because we see certain things and we like internalize certain ideas by other people, and what ends up happening is that we become a our own worst enemy because we believe that we have to do it the way that other people are doing it. That's not true. You don't have to do it the way that, you know, Jim is doing it, or Joe or whoever. Like, you got to do it the way that you do it. And if that way is working, then, there's no cause for alarm. There's no action to change. If you want to try these other ways and see if they like benefit you, sure, but you don't have to do any of that. You don't have to embody any of those things. You have to do is do for you to do. But it's difficult to get that across to some people because they're like, well, if I can't do it this way, then I just suck and I can't do it at all. One, not true. Two, maybe you just need a different method. Maybe you just need a new plan of attack. But you know, very similar right now to a warm-up video, but it's not. This is the I guess tapping off the end of the season, series finale, so to speak. And I'm just, you know, drawing about. I was thinking that I could like showcase all the drawings, but I don't even know where all of them are, to be honest. That would be a let's ask. But off. I'd have to like find them or something. I don't know. I don't know what I would do because it's out for a while, so who knows. But I just wanted to thank everybody and let you know what is going to happen in the future. In the future, we are going to be doing a gonna be speed paints until season 2. So will it still be like personal art? Yes. Will it still be contour art? Maybe. But a lot of it is gonna be digital. This is obviously uh, analog. Analog. Sorry, I'm trying to like adjust this camera, but trying to like adjust the camera so that it's not like off to the side, but I have to fool around with it later. But just trying to like figure out what it is that is going on, and just like talking like already explained it, but essentially we are transitioning this particular season. It will be coming back with more of the same, but I just wanted to like have it segmented because um I have a like a stream on Twitch or whatever, and I've been like putting the number of each stream. So like if you imagine like stream 1 and then you're on stream like 1000, and on there I would be over 1000 if I started counting sooner, but I started counting later. So like right now I'm at like 991 streams, and the point of that is just like all, but unfortunately they messed up their VOD system, so a lot of that stuff is useless now at this point. But still, I have a system, so I keep that up. But I don't want it to get like that. Like I don't want it to be blind contour drawing 900, You know what I mean? I want it to be a little bit more uh cohesive, and that way I want it to be a little bit more connected, being drawing 900 and 2 or something. So that's the main reason why this is gotta happen. But I think that is all that we need to say for now. And maybe I will edit this differently, that we have a little mod. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.